Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Monday, April the 25th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and we have some big news here at DFS Coach Talk. We are putting a special offer out there to all of our loyal listeners and watchers on YouTube, those that listen to us through our podcast landing sites. We are going to post a link on Twitter today at 11 a.m. Eastern that is going to offer all of our listeners a free 5-day membership at Coach Talk. We want to get the word out there during this NBA playoffs, during the MLB baseball season, and in the heart of the PGA season to let everybody that enjoys Coach Talk or listening to Coach Talk to give us a try. So very excited to see a bunch of you jump in our Discord today. Just go to our Twitter after 11 a.m. Eastern today, Monday, April 25th. We're at DFS Coach Talk, and you'll see our man Colin is going to be posting that link and the information for jumping in and joining our community. We're going to have a lot of fun this week. With a bunch of people in there that have enjoyed Coach Talk the last couple of years and that have been wanting to give us a try or come back that were with us before. So very, very excited about that. And please keep an eye out for that today. We also, over the weekend, announced and have started our own internal DFS Coach Talk-driven projections on ownership for NBA and MLB. So we have created and spent a lot of time on this. Hats off to Mike S. and Colin Chach and our man Brett Trimble, everybody that's worked on this internally. We'll be posting those in our exclusive Discord. We wanted to launch those while we were doing this free 5-day trial for everybody so they can get a full feel for what we do here at Coach Talk. Very excited about that, but we need to get into the NBA today. This is the NBA show. We're going to look at all 3 NBA games today from a DFS standpoint, and then we're going to translate that into some prize picks plays as well. We'll update those as the podcast goes on so we get the latest prize picks plays. Speaking of prize picks, they are the presenting sponsor of this podcast. Go to prizepicks.com. Sign up by using the promo code Coach Talk, all one word, no space, and you get a match dollar for dollar all the way up to $100. So you can't beat it. You join first time deposit with Prize Picks, use the promo code Coach Talk. Let's say you're going to put in $35. Guess what? They match that $35 and you get to play that right in your account. It's not dripped in there slowly. It's put right in and you can go after it. So very excited for everybody to give that a try. We've been really having a fantastic prize pick season thus far. All right, let's talk about this schedule today. 3 great games coming up. We have a 7 o'clock game with Boston and Brooklyn, where Boston is trying to go for the sweep. They are up 3-0. Then we have an 8 o'clock game where Toronto is at Philly. It's a closeout game for Philly as well. They're up 3-1. And then we've got a tied series at 9:30. The last game is Utah at Dallas, and that series is tied at 2-2. So let's dive into this. Very first game, we're going to go that 7 p.m. game. It's the Boston Celtics, Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn's favored by 1. So interesting that they're still favored at home, even though they're down 3-0 in this series. It's a 220 total, 109.5 implied for Boston, 110.5 for Brooklyn. It is all hands on deck for both teams, except the disappointing news that Ben Simmons was not going to return. Every indication was that he'd give this game a try, but I guess the back is sore. Who knows what the situation is with him. But everybody else is a go here. So we'll see how this pans out. A couple of things of note here. Just wanted to bring these back up. We went through them through the regular season, but just as a reminder, with these two teams did as far as pace and defensive efficiency throughout the year when you're determining which games here you want to stack, if any. There's only a 10-point total difference between the three totals today. So it's not going to be anything very dramatic. But Boston played slow throughout most of this season at 24th. Brooklyn faster than average at 10th. And what we've seen, the difference maker in this series, Boston is the second rated defensive efficient team in the league. And they have done a fantastic job on Brooklyn, specifically on KD. Brooklyn, right in the middle of the pack, 15th. So let's go back to this very last game that Boston played Brooklyn when they went up 3-0 on Brooklyn's court. Couple of things. Jason Tatum was absolutely ridiculous. He got up 29 shots, 13 for 29, shot a cool 45%, hit 4 threes, and then he did everything else. He shot 90% from the foul line, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 steals. How about that? So, I mean, he was a smash spot, and he got it done. No reason to think he can't repeat that. He played 44 and a half minutes. No doubt they'd love to close out Brooklyn, get the sweep, and have a little rest going into that next series. So certainly a great play. Al Horford logged 28 minutes, a very subpar game. He only got 2 shots up. Daniel Tice was down to 17. Jalen Brown got 37 and a half minutes, 23 points to be the second guy to Tatum. Marcus Smart checked in, 15 shots, 38 minutes. I'll take that for his price. Only 2 for 10 from 3. So hopefully some more of those will go through, but a decent stat line. After that, it was just plug and play guys. Grant Williams got a really high 32 and a half minutes. So that's something to keep in mind. He did get 7 shots up. Wasn't overwhelming, but the minutes were there. The 3 guys that really didn't get enough to contribute that much were Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, and then surprisingly, Robert Williams, who came off the bench, did absolutely nothing, 15 minutes. So that's the question here. Is he just a shell of himself? Were they easing him back in? We'll be checking out all of the coach speak and beat writer info to see if they're going to ratchet his minutes up at all. I'm not expecting him to get more than 18 to 20 minutes max, and I don't think that's enough to get it done on a slate like this. So again, your usual suspects here, Tatum being your number one choice, and then Brown and Smart really being the 3 guys that you want to go to. If you want to save a little money, possibly a Horford, Grant Williams, but after that, the bigs just right now for them are just too unsettled. So that's really the look on the Boston side. The Brooklyn side, the entire story of this series is how Boston has defended Kevin Durant. I can't remember in his career, and I believe he's 17 years in the league, I don't remember a series where he's been this stymied. I mean, the guy is just struggling. He's got so many turnovers. They're doubling him. They're blitzing him. They're posting him. They're beating him up. And, really, I don't know if it's a combination of just phenomenal defense from Boston, which they have played, or maybe KD's getting just, the body can only take what the body can take. And he's been playing 40 minutes his whole career. So maybe that pounding that they're putting on him where he could rise up above it in the past just isn't there. Now, maybe yelling, "Hey, coach, that's 3 games. Come on, man. Don't put, KD's career in the grave already." I'm not saying that. He could come back and have a nice game here. But, in the biggest situation here, to go down 3-0 and be staring at a sweep, and he only got 11 shots up, and he has as many turnovers as he does field goals in this series. So it is shocking. I mean, he played 46 minutes again. It's just incredible the minutes this guy has logged at this point in his career, but he just didn't get it done. So the big question is, can he break out of that? We know he can, but I have not seen anything in these 3 games to show that Boston is going to back up on this defense, and it's working. They're trying to make somebody else beat them. So the KD at that price, it's difficult because of the way Boston's defended him. But certainly, would not blame you if you wanted to give him one last try. But I don't know. Bruce Brown's been getting 40 minutes. And if he's going to do that, would you believe he got up 19 shots? You know who led Brooklyn in shot attempts this last game? Bruce Brown. Not Kevin Durant, not Kyrie Irving. It was Bruce Brown. Is that going to happen again? I would bet a lot of money that it won't. But that's not the point. He got 40 minutes. They need him in there. He's getting shots up. He rebounds. He gets you stocks. 2 steals and 1 block in this game. Bruce Brown at his price, it's not as cheap as it was, seems like just a very, very good play. Just the way they're utilizing him in this series. I don't believe it's a trap. He's been doing it consistently. The guys that have been inconsistent that I'm not looking at, Drummond at 15 minutes, Clarkson 20 minutes, and Blake Griffin, they dusted off for 8 minutes. So forget about that. Not even going to comment any further. Want no part of that in the horrible dilemma. Seth Curry got 34 minutes, only got 8 shots up though, and 2 threes. You need more out of him because he's not going to get you the other stuff. 1 rebound, 2 assists. Just not enough. He's not super cheap, but playable. Kyrie's probably the guy. I went with him last time. He was only 6 for 17. 6 made field goals is not going to get it done. We see him do that a quarter very often. 0 for 7 from 3 is very unusual. So, that's going to improve. 100% from the line again, which is always consistent. He did get 9 assists in there and 3 steals and a block. So Kyrie, very high on my list. I think they're saying, hey, Kyrie, go ahead, try to score 50 on us and beat us because we're taking KD away. And he wasn't able to do it this last game, but he is definitely on my radar without question. So that's what we're looking at in this game. I think that, that really breaks it down pretty well. All right, let's go to this 8 o'clock game. It's the Toronto Raptors and Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia is favored by 7.5. It's only a 210 total. 101.25 implied for Toronto and 108.75 for Philadelphia. This is the game that has the only questionable player on this slate. We pretty much know exactly what we're going to get in these 3 games, except for this one guy, and he is truly questionable, and that's Fred VanVleet. If VanVleet plays, Toronto's a little bit of a different team if he can play at a decent, level. But that's the only guy. Other than Philly, just Bassey is out, which isn't an issue there. So we do know, though, that, Joel Embiid is playing with a completely torn thumb ligament, which is no fun. That hurts. I've done that, and it's really hurts. And I have pain now all these years later because of that. So get ready for old age someday, Joel, and feeling that thumb injury. But the bottom line is this. Is he going to play at a good enough level with that thumb injury to pay off his tag? And that's the big decision today, because you've got Tatum, Embiid, and Luka really as the 3 big dogs. And can you afford 2 of them? Possibly. It makes it tough on the value guys, or you choose one of them and roll with it. Donovan Mitchell's close to getting into that group. So, if you only go with one, maybe he's your second guy, but that's the big decision-making process. And, so let's talk about this a little bit. During the season, Toronto was 25th in pace, Philadelphia 26th. So that tells you, these teams aren't going to push it. That's why you only have a 210 total. But you don't have to, not play this game, because the last game's only 213. That first Boston Nets game was 220. And that series was supposed to be higher scoring than it's been. So, DFS points aren't going to be super available and easy on this slate. You're going to have to really find the guys that are going to step up. And then defensively, you've had 2 fine defenses here too, 11th and 12th, certainly better than average. And they've shown that in stretches without question. So a couple of things we can look at here is, what has been happening lately in this series? What do the numbers look like? And, with both teams at full strength, other than the fact that we don't know 100% if Vanvleet's going to play. That's the news we have to follow throughout the day, because that's gonna definitely affect usage and rotation there. Let's look at that Toronto team first. Vanvleet played, but he only played 14 minutes last time, so that's the wild card that we'll follow very closely. Gary Trent played 39 minutes and got up 20 shots, and he's not expensive, so he is a target, especially if Vanvleet's going to be down or not playing at 100%. So Vanvleet, certainly a high priority here. Pascal Siakam is in the same boat. He's 43 and a half minutes, got up 19 shots, and he's going to get you rebounds and some stocks. So Siakam, Trent, 1-2 for me. I was disappointed in OG Anunoby. He went 3 for 13, which isn't going to cut it. And he usually gets you a decent amount of stocks. He only had 1 steal, no blocks. A little disappointing, but he did get 31 and a half minutes. Still a guy that I will consider on this slate. The guys that I'm not looking at, I want no part of Khem Birch. I'm not playing Scotty Barnes. You can play him if you want, but he is playing on one leg. The guy has a really bad ankle. He played 25 minutes, only got 1 of 6 shots up, but he did have 11 rebounds. So, I mean, I get it. If he's really taped up and plays hard, he could be a steal. I just don't know. He's 1 tweak away from being out of the rest of the game, and I'm not going to take that risk. Some of the minutes were eaten up by Precious Achiuwa and Thad Young. Not comfortable, though. Chris Boucher as well, 19 minutes. So, that there's a lot of risk there. I'm sure there's some reward if Boucher, Young, or Achiuwa or Barnes is able to play well. I just think the risk does not outweigh the reward. So I'm going to stick with the main cogs here in Siakam, Trent, and Anunoby, and then we'll follow the Vanvleet news. On the Philadelphia side, again, your big decision is going to be Embiid. He did play 39 minutes, so, it's not his wind or lower body. So as long as he can take the pain with the thumb, this is a closeout game. He could play 40 minutes. It's not an impossibility here. He did get 16 shots up, had 8 rebounds. He looked okay. He didn't look great, but, maybe 75%, 80% of Embiid is good enough. And he certainly will be in consideration with the 3 big pay-ups here. But I'm going to try to read a little bit more on this thumb, how it's feeling today. If he feels like it's going to limit him at all. Make sure that Doc's, with them being up 3-1, isn't going to try to get him any more rest. I don't think they will, though, because the ligament's already torn. He can't damage it more. It's just a matter of his pain tolerance, from what I understand. So I do think his minutes are pretty safe, unless he really jams it and he just can't stand the pain. So definitely still considering him. The other spots you can go, of course, are your other 2 big guys. Harden at 42 minutes did get 17 shots up and 9 assists. So he's been getting dogged quite a bit by the media and stuff that is, he's not the same guy. His career's waning. I don't believe in poking the bear. So Harden's actually on my list today. I think he's going to be a little pissed. I think he wants to close out this series, and I think he wants to pick up the slack from this injury to Embiid. So if I don't do the pay up for Embiid, I'm seriously considering Harden, who I have not rostered in this series thus far. But again, that poke the bear theory for a guy, with a Hall of Fame guy like Harden is not something advisable. So he will be in consideration. Tobias Harris is the other guy, played almost 41 minutes, only got 12 shots up, but was very efficient, 7 for 12, 11 rebounds. He's a steady force, not the most gigantic ceiling anymore with this squad, but still very steady and a smart play. Not interested in Danny Green at 27 minutes, 2 for 10 from the field, not a lot of periphery. I just don't recommend him. A lot of people played him. I just can't go there. Tyrese Maxey had a disappointing game. 4 for 12 was all from the field, but he did get 39 and a half minutes, and he will get you some rebounds and assists. So Maxey, again, in that mix, depending on which way I go. Any of the bench guys, there's like 3 or 4 of them, don't want anything to do with Milton, Yang, Reed, any of those guys. All right, before we go to this third game real quickly, if you want to join us, this is the time to do it. You take a look today. It's going to be free for 5-day membership. At 11 o'clock, the announcement, the link will go up. Go to Twitter at DFS Coach Talk. Come on in, join us for the next 5 days. And you get everything we've got, all of our projections for ownership, our NBA, our PGA, our MLB will all be there. So if you're longtime listeners and you haven't taken the leap to try us out, no excuse now. It's free. Jump in our Discord. We'd love to chat with you in there, get to know you, hopefully get to know our community and really enjoy what we bring forward. So please do that today, and we'll look for you in there. I'll be scouting out Discord to answer any questions throughout the day and evening today. If our presenting sponsor, Prizepicks, go to prizepicks.com, use the promo code CoachTalk, and they'll match a dollar for dollar on the first $100 deposit or less, up to $100. All right, Utah, Dallas, a game close to my heart. My man Dirk's very upset about that last loss. It should be 3-1 Mavericks, but shoulda, coulda, woulda is not something that gets it done. This is now a 3-game series because it's 2-2. It's back in Dallas. Dallas has the home court, so that is a positive. And we expect Luka to be in good form and ready to go, starting, doing his thing. Last game, everybody was worried about, can he play on that strained calf? He got almost 35 minutes in, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. So it's Luka. Probably going to be the highest owned player on the board. I don't think people are afraid of the injury now that they saw, how well he played in that first game back. And he is, the heart and soul of this team, and probably deserves to have the most ownership because he does carry the team. Really is a must-win for the Mavericks. They cannot go down 3-2 and have to go back to Utah. So Luka's certainly very high on that list. The guys that I'd consider with him, of course, Jalen Brunson has just been a magician out there. He got 18 shots up. So even though Luka was back, he's still firing and leading this squad. His price is a little bit rougher, and it's hard if you're spending that on Luka, because the problem is in this game, we'll go back and look at that number. It's Dallas by 3.5. 213 is the total, so it's low as well. 104.75 implied for Utah, 108.25 implied for Dallas. No injuries of note here. We know Forrest is out for Utah, Hardaway out for Dallas, and Ntilikina questionable, but he is not in the rotation. So, full force teams here going at it again. And, other than Jalen Brunson, Reggie Bullock has been getting absolutely monster minutes. How about 45 minutes and 40 seconds he played the last game? That alone in the minutes equal money scenario is playable. I mean, he only got 9 shots up, but he did get 7 rebounds. And, he's going to usually get you some steals. He did get a block, but certainly playable at his price. If you're not going to go Doncic and Brunson, I wouldn't I wouldn't take any more than 2 from any team. I think the way this sets up, there's no team that's going to score 245 points, and you have to have a 3 or 4 man stack. This looks like a really just calculated build for those that are hand building like I am. I'm going to look for one-offs, 2-man groups in these teams and just try to find the most accurate spots. Hit the best value plays. Make sure the buy-ups are the correct buy-ups. And I think you can put together a really strong team. Bullock's certainly one of the guys you can consider there. Dwight Powell only took 3 shots, 3 dunks on alley-oops from Luka, 23 minutes. A little nerve-wracking because he does split with Maxi Kleber, who got 18. So that makes me not want either one of them, to be honest with you. No part of Jeff Green, Davis Bertans, no. So really it comes down to, do you want to take a flyer if you're going cheap with Reggie Bullock or Dorian Finney-Smith? Dorian Finney-Smith will get you some stocks as well. Only got 7 shots up. So there is a bad floor for Bullock and Smith, but there's also a decent ceiling, not a huge one, but decent, because they're going to get 40 to 45 minutes like they have been. So it's worth the consideration. The guy that took the biggest fall with Luka back, and he has done that, is Spencer Dinwiddie, because he's basically Luka's backup. He only got 23 minutes, only 2 for 9 from the field. So at his price, pretty much, with Luka back and Brunson in there, very, very hard to dial up Dinwiddie. He's important to the Mavericks, but not important, I don't believe, to us in the DFS sense. All right, let's look at the Utah Jazz side of this. Let's talk also about what these two teams did during the regular season, if I didn't mention it already. 22nd for Utah, 30th for Dallas in pace. So we know that these two teams are super slow. So, does that mean you go a little bit more for Boston, Brooklyn here? That might be my highest owned game. It is the biggest total by a little bit. And, I just would be shocked if Brooklyn lays down and just gets crushed by Boston for a sweep. So we will see. But anyway, that pace does not excite you. The defense is not a good sign either. 6th for Dallas, 10th for Utah. So, we expected this to be a grind and grit kind of series, and it pretty much has been, except for the blow-up game for our man Brunson early on. Utah, Bogdanovich only got 10 shots up this game. He's dangerous because he can make a bunch of shots. Did get over 38 minutes, but price is decent. But there is a floor there that's worrisome. Gobert, they played off the court in a lot of spots, but he's still going to get rebounds. He only got 8 shots up, which is pretty normal for him. But in 32 minutes, he did grab 15 rebounds. So you're going to get the rebounds. There's no doubt. No steals or blocks for Gobert this last game, which is unusual. Little concern with his price, that he's going to get enough minutes. They do go with Whiteside, and they've used Pascal a little bit as well at the bigs. And Hernan Gomez has been getting a few minutes. So not as excited about Gobert as I've been. Really, everything starts and finishes with Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he played 38 minutes again. He got up 21 shots. He's been getting over 20 shots consistently. And some of those were open threes and that didn't go in. He was only 2 for 10. But he does get your rebounds, assists, steals. Only had 1 turnover as well. So great play. Definitely the best play by a mile for Utah here. And I don't blame anybody if they want to go Luka versus Mitchell and move on to the other games. I mean, those are the 2 guys that are going to get all the big shots. They're going to get the shots down the stretch in the 4th quarter. And I think this game should be close enough. Vegas thinks so as well, to make this, those 2 guys being chalky and deservedly so. I will say Jordan Clarkson got up 16 shots and got 36 minutes off the bench. He's been producing recently. He had a bad year, but that's a guy that you can get on the cheap that can get it done for you. He certainly did this last game. Conley, I'm not going to go there, but 24 minutes, he's okay, but he does rise up in these bigger games, so he's not the worst play on the board. All right, that is it. Those are the 3 games. That's the breakdown. Gives you a little feel for what they've done in recent games, what we're looking that they're going to do today. And it's going to be a big night. You've got 2 possible closeouts. You've got some tough decisions to make. with some of the pay-ups. And what we're going to be doing is following this very closely in Discord throughout the day. If you're listening to this, you'll probably be in Discord with us this afternoon. You'll get to see our ownership projections that will drop at 2 p.m. Eastern. You'll get to see all of our information with Crash and Mike S. for the MLB. I'll be in there for NBA. And then we'll start chatting tomorrow and posting a podcast on Wednesday for the PGA. So it's a great week to be a part of us, especially when it's free. Gotta love free. We love that. And we get some big giant winners this week. We'll be sharing again. If you join us, we give core plays. We give some full lineups on FanDuel and Yahoo that you can tweak or pivot from, just all the options and insight that we can give you, we will share. So check us out on Twitter at DFS Coach Talk. If you have any questions directly for me, I'm at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi. And look forward to seeing you in there. And we'll be welcoming you with open arms to the Coach Talk family. So have a wonderful day. Really hope you enjoyed this podcast and that helps you take this slate down. I think it's a good slate with some great potential. There's no games that you have to avoid or stack in particular. So it's going to be a really good, even slate where we have a chance to hand build and take some stuff down. So thank you so much for listening in. Appreciate all the hard work behind the scenes from our team. Brett Trimble and Colin Chachoff and our man Mike S. and of course Crash and Deb. And I'm forgetting somebody. I don't know. But they're going to let me know, I'm sure. But our whole entire team has just been doing a fantastic job. And it's because of them we're able to bring this to you every day. So appreciate you. Thanks for listening in. And we'll catch you here on the other side in Discord. And then we'll be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in NBA DFS. And wait a minute, I forgot my prize picks plays. I was that close to not giving you my prize picks plays. So let's do this. Let's reverse the engine, hit the tires, whatever we want to call this. This is hilarious. I'm going to click on and get the very latest prize picks. Make sure that my lines are still on there because I do have 2 plays to give you today. And I can't believe that I almost forgot. All right, here it is. Are you ready for play number 1? It is James Harden, the beard himself, over 21.5 real points. I love this play because I think, like I said, he's heard the scuttlebutt that his career is pretty much done. He's on the last legs of it. I think he steps up, especially with that thumb ligament issue with Embiid. This smells like a 25 to 30 point game for me. So I think he goes over this 21.5 number pretty easily. So that's play number 1. My other play is in PRA, and let's see what we've got there to make sure that it is up. Is that up yet? Yes, it is, I think. No, it's not up. Okay. We will look at this later. There is the possibility that Luka will be involved in a PRA play. He is not up right now. So I'm going to give you my secondary PRA play, and then I'll share the Luka one with you once that is posted. It is the Kyrie Irving experiment. He didn't get it done for us in one of the games here recently, but he's a talent. And I think at 36.5 PRA, he can get you a bunch of assists. He'll chip in with some of those crashing the boards, rebounds, because he looks to push the ball off of that. And I think he scores. I mean, Boston's not going to let up on beating up Durant, and he's got to be the guy that drops, 30 some real points. So if he's going to get us 30 real points and we only need 6.5 additional PRA for rebounds and assists, I feel great about that. So very confident in those 2 plays, Harden and Kyrie. Once we determine what that Luka number is, we'll add that one in Discord. So almost forgot it. I'm sorry, guys. Just so excited about all the news today and everything going on. But there you go. There are your 2 prize picks plays. That should take care of everything. And now we can look to say thank you for joining in. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Hit the subscribe button and hit the little button on the upper corner so you know when any of our podcasts post. Thanks so much for listening in. Have a phenomenal Monday. It is going to be a great week here at DFS Coach Talk. And we'll be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in NBA, DFS, and prize picks.